Yo, welcome to the Scoop with Dukes. We're gonna try this again. Welcome to the Scoop with Dukes live transfer portal tracking show. I'm your host Philip Dukes, aka Dukes D Scoop. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes D Scoop, and please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. If you have not already become a member, take the time out, go become a member. You can contribute to the show on a monthly basis so I can keep this content coming at you. All right, guys, transfer portal. You guys know the main two teams that I cover are Auburn and Colorado. Next year, we'll be getting into some UGA stuff. Still picking who my fourth school is going to be. I don't know if I'm going to go, I don't know, Miami, Texas A&M. But I'm going to do four schools next year. But I think the third school is going to be UGA. I'm looking for a fourth, so we'll figure that out soon. As you come in, drop your name and drop your location. We got Jonesboro, Apostle 06, my dog. Dylan Reeves, what's happening? And so, look, tonight, come in here, vent about the portal questions, whatever you want to talk about. Let's just talk, man. It's a lot of people it's a lot of people in Auburn upset. It's a lot of people in Colorado upset. I mean, it's a lot of people nationwide upset. It's some upset people in Florida, right? Sister Sketch in Livonia, Georgia. Dub H in Jonesboro. Dylan Reeves, Brandon, Mississippi. YC the one in Fort Pierce. Shout out to Fort Pierce. Hey, watch this. $5 super chat already. Y'all know super chats go to the front. This is funny. Heavy R said, I just wanted to let you know I subbed to the shortest live stream and recorded. Dog, I just deleted it, dog. I did. Man, what happened was I started the live stream at 10 o'clock and got a phone call I absolutely had to take with some great information. I've been waiting on this call to come. I finally got it, so I had to take that call. But, man, I appreciate you coming back, Heavy Arts. That's too much love. Thank you, bro. That's funny. Kenlon Jones, San Francisco. What's up, my dog? Ed Smith from Hawaii. Aloha. Gastonia. What's up, Alvin? I know about Gastonia, man. One of my last jobs, we had a hub in Gastonia, a Daniels facility, Gastonia, North Carolina. Dub said, all JMU starters gone. All gone. Shank ENT. What's up, Shank? The one, Houston, Texas. Ace Time. Tine in the building. Let me help. $25.99 starts us off with a Colorado question. He says, do you think the Buffs will be in play for some real ones this portal season? Yes, they already are. They already are. I'll say they got some commitments that I think people are going to be excited about. But it doesn't take the sting away from a lot of the talented players that you lost. Losing the guy, I think the people really like Taufik Bayard. Alex McPherson, Brandon Davis Swain, Omarion Miller, Draylon Miller, like the Miller guys, that I know that was a blow to the fans for sure. But I think you're gonna be happy. I tell you what, one thing about it right now, the receiving core is something I know guys are gonna be happy about. Appreciate that question, man. All right, we got another super chat. As you guys know, super chats go to the front. I'll catch back up in a second. What's up, brother? What's up, James Stallings? He said, what's up, brother? Losing players sucks or suck, but not counting goalies out just yet. Man, it does suck, man, because you get the familiarity, right? You know who you like. You know the people that you are used to. You know the way we grew up on college football is way different than college football now. The recruiting process and being able to watch a guy matriculate through the system and develop, and you see a guy as a freshman and you think about him the next year and you say, man, I can't wait to see this guy with another year in that strength and conditioning program. And then the transfer portal comes and all of those ideas just get wiped away, man. It's insane. So now, man, it does suck. And man, I talked to some people over there, man. So to be honest, I know a lot of people on that staff, the new staff, to be honest, like it's crazy. So from speaking to them, and this is just like from the past, and from speaking to them, they're not panicking. And I think one of the reasons they're not panicking is because you got a good player base already. You had a decent player base. At South Florida, they won games, and they had some pieces that literally can play anywhere. And I know that they're going to get transfer portal interest. So, no, I think it's way too early, way too early to count Golesh out. But that does not mean that Auburn did not lose some very good players, man. I mean, some very good ones. Heavy R says $5 super chat. I do not recognize college football anymore. I feel old. No, it's the way we grew up on college football is a thing of the past. It almost feels like, I don't know, man. Like, man, look, if the gray hair and the lack of athleticism I used to have isn't enough for me to feel old, remembering Jefferson Pilot sports and watching Auburn play and, waking up for that Arkansas game versus Ole Miss at 12 o'clock Eastern, this ain't the same college football. Like, no, watching Ben Leard and, man, it's so many guys. Madre Hill, just a bunch of guys that you grew up watching and you got to see them in the same uniform year after year. Man, I remember when it seemed like Steve Tannehill was at South Carolina for 9 years? That would never happen today. Do y'all remember when DJ Shockley sat at Georgia behind David Green? DJ Shockley sat at Georgia for 3 years and then finally got to play as a senior. That would never happen today. He had some packages, but Shock never got to play at Georgia. That would 1,000% never happen, ever. College football is it's basically minor league NFL. Now let's go. All right, we're gonna go Kenlon Jones first. Oh, somebody said, what staff was I talking about where I knew people? The Auburn staff for sure. We got some good brothers on that staff too. All right, we'll go there first. Then we'll go to Kenlon Jones with his question. He said, Dukes, any chance McPherson goes back to Colorado? Was looking forward to him and Merritt going crazy next year. I don't think so, man. I think that ship done sail, bro, to be honest. Thoughts on CU backup quarterback? My man Apostolo 6 in Jonesboro. Yeah, I think Marion's gonna pick one. Marion kind of has a guy that he likes already, from what I heard, but I'm not sure if he's gonna be the guy. But Marion's probably that's gonna be a Marion guy. I could see. I could see maybe a potential FCS guy coming up, but I don't know exactly what he's thinking. But from what I'm hearing, that's going to be a Marion call. Dub, but let me say this: they bringing in a guy. There will be another guy brought into their room for sure. They're bringing a guy. That's probably the best answer I can give you on that. They're bringing a guy into their room. Dub 8 said also that tight end that plays for the Steelers, Darnell Washington, he was the number 1 tight end coming out. That was the craziest tight end room in college I've probably ever seen. At one point in time, they had Arik Gilbert. Y'all remember Arik, who was probably the most physically freaky tight end that we may have ever seen that we'll never get to see because he had some issues. But yeah, man, they had Arik Gilbert, Darnell Washington, and Brock Bowers in the same room, bro. Insane. And Darnell Washington probably, if he didn't love playing tight end, he probably becomes a number 1 pick overall at left tackle. And if he wants to, there's going to be a time in his career. I think they say he weighs 311 pounds right now. So yeah, that was an insane room. Insane room. Rodney Dinkins, 7114. What's up, dog? My boy from the 912. He said, either I am tripping or you been MIA. Glad to catch this show. Man, thank you, man. So I haven't been going live, with the holidays, taking care of that big head little dude right there. He's out of school. So, man, we've been kicking it like majorly. I can tell you, there's a coach on there. Okay. Hey man, it's going down right now. Hold on, I'm gonna put y'all on mute for 1 second. I can't get off twice. But nah, man, it's that time of year where everybody's trying to get information and trying to figure out what's going on with this kid and this kid. So you know what I'm saying. But nah, man, I appreciate it, man. I've been working. Schedule been crazy. Yeah, man, my day job this is one of the busiest times of the year. So in the consulting business. So man, hey, sorry, I haven't been able to drop like I wanted to. Man, I had gotten the rhythm where I was dropping the Auburn show and the Colorado show like every day. That was crazy. We got another super chat, man. Y'all know super chats go to the front, man. Appreciate that. Heavy R said, "Who called?" I tell you what, it was a staffer at a Power 4 school. It was a recruiting guy at a Power 4 school that's getting paid a lot of money. That's who it was. What's up, dude? Just asking, do you think the coaches get announced before the portal for CU? Man, so I don't know. Man, I don't know. Because there's one guy that I don't know if they're going to get, that they won't. I'm not sure if they're going to get him. So that was one of the timelines, because you got another guy who's a rising star that I'm not sure if they're going to get him. But man, hey, listen. Colorado is swinging at the fences, dog. They ain't BSing. But what people don't know, that Marv was such a good hire, and I know people at Virginia Tech soured on him. But go look at what he did when he was actually calling it at VTech. Go look up Antoine Powell-Ryland, who went to I forgot what he got drafted in the 6th round, but I think he was second in the nation in tackles for loss, bro. And I believe he had like 15 sacks. The only person who had more sacks than him was Mike Green, but that's a Marv kid. I'm telling you, Marv knows what he's doing. Very, very impressive brother, man. And people forget he was a Power 4 DC at like 35 years old. That don't happen a lot. Power 4 ACC DC, and and they say it's really important on what job you take. So for him to take that job and turn down he turned down some SEC linebacker coach jobs to take that job at Colorado. He's going to have some input on the defense. Very strong guy. So I think that's the sneaky hire that people not really going to appreciate. The culture is yours. Drafted by the Eagles. Okay, he knows ball. Really Flawed Football. Y'all make sure y'all go check her channel out for sure. One of the best in it, man. I appreciate you. All right, we got another super chat. Okay, I'm trying to get through these super chats first. Make sure let me see who called. That's one. We got one more after that. Pape Star, what's up, boy? He said, Cam Coleman headed to Texas, and my CU Buffs going to be fine. Prime his hands on everything. I stamped that. Yes, man. When I went out there, man, I told you, I was joking with him the other day. I was like, all right, Primo Brown. I saw him in every room. He was getting around on them feet, boy. You hear me? He was getting around when that was like 2 weeks ago. I went out there. Then I saw him watch. I'm watching him watch film, and he's making jokes like, "Hey man, did y'all even look at this?" They're not just taking anything for sure. And I know I'm talking to some fellow agents, or some agent fellows who are like, shoot, man, they got some commitments for sure. And Cam Coleman headed to Texas. Yeah, I mean, shoot. One thing about it, he got Mulugheta, and Mulugheta's stomping ground is Austin for sure. He got this start with Jamal Charles. So if there's anybody who can make it happen with Texas for Cam Coleman, it's going to be Mulugheta. So I heard a few different schools though. I heard Ohio State may want to get involved. Could you imagine Cam Coleman on one side Jeremiah Smith on the other, and Julian Sand tossing it. Good gracious. Street Box, what's good, my dog? Deuce and Cam will show up in LSU. I mean, if Chambliss doesn't get that 6th year, I don't know. You could be right, dog. Game Boy said 5409. How many silents you think we got for? I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good one. ATL DC Tiger. Hello, is that Chris? Hello, is that DC from Auburn? The Hooper from DC? Is that Chris? Is that you? Bro, you got to answer before I say anything else. Because if that's Chris, is that you? Okay. All right. I had to make sure, dog. All right, I saw a post on message board that said people in the Atlanta area don't like Warsaw. Have any thoughts? Everyone's seen that thing of Warsaw and Redmond. I'm cool with Warsaw. I think some of the people that I know who committed to South Florida from the Atlanta area, it's some guys I tell you what, some of the guys from South Florida that I think are coming that are from the Atlanta area, they're going to be fine with Warsaw. So I think that's more important than anything, that it's some guys that are from South Florida's roster, from the Atlanta area, and it's not to the naked eye. And I'll kind of tell you about it in a minute, but there are going to be some guys that grew up playing with some current Auburn players on South Florida's team that didn't go to high school in Georgia, but they grew up in the Atlanta area. So it's going to be, we'll talk about that probably as maybe like on the 3rd or the 4th after some of these commitments come in for Auburn. Okay, I think we got another super chat. Super chat's rolling tonight. All right, hold on. Let me get to it. Heavy R said big names January 02 for AU. Man, I think you get a couple of big body receivers, maybe by the 3rd. I think you get a couple of. It's a corner that I like that Auburn's in on. That I know that they probably. I think 2 of the first people you're gonna see is gonna be some receivers, a corner, and that tackle corners, receiver. They in on a backer that's really good. And I don't know if they're gonna rush him off the edge, but they in on a backer that's a monster, and everybody's on him too. But he likes Auburn so far. So, but people I think what Xavier Atkins was able to do last year helped Auburn so much because DJ Durkin, their linebackers literally. I just heard this story where a linebacker literally took in his exit interview, he took Xavier Atkins's sheet in with him, like crazy. Like, I want to do this. Can y'all do this for me? And this is at a playoff team school. That's how crazy a year Debo had in Durkin's system. So it's guys that want to play in this system for sure. Game would say any updates on season? No, no update. I mean, Colorado feels like they're sitting in a good place. They do. Yeah, but he won a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. That boy wants a lot of money. I think they like him, but I don't know if they're gonna pay him. All right, I'm gonna try to scroll up and get some of these free questions. Not free ones, but the ones. I mean, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Rand67 said, "What up, boy?" Ken Hudson, what's up, my boy? Big play, right? B-Ray, big play. Bray said, I call him B-Ray. You know I'm hood. I said, oh, that's B-Ray. He said, Cam and Deuce are a package deal. Mark my words. All right, we gonna see. Aretha Burton, what's up with it? Sabrina Blankenship, what's going on? Tracy in the building. Oh, cuzzo, what's happening? My bad. I had to go get the super chats. Will the new AD at Colorado support Coach Prime? Yes. I'm assuming Pecco is still at CU since it's come. I mean, is Hilo still at DN? I don't know yet because it's gonna depend if they get one of these other guys for sure. But I think he gonna be there for sure. Hello, y'all. I'm trying to get through everything. Let me see. Juju No Love 233. Appreciate that super chat. He said, "How are we feeling on defensive line commits that you know of?" Talking about Colorado, right? I'm gonna come back to that. Hey, let me know if you're talking about Colorado or Auburn. Pape Star said, "How you feel about the new AD at CU?" They say he's super cool. They say he like Prime. They say he cool as a fan. Bryson Ray said, "That's what they call me, dudes. B-Ray." Okay, cool. For sure. Oh, I ain't even watching the TCU game. Let me turn it on. Hold on. ATL DC Tiger said, "Any guys that appreciate the super chat." Said, "Any guys in the portal you think return to Auburn?" Saw there are 3,000 players in the portal even before it's open. Some going to be left in the cold. Yeah, it's all. I tell you what, it's been some guys that got ready to get in the portal that didn't already, that haven't been announced. I'll say that some of the guys that you haven't seen get in the portal were headed to the portal and didn't. But as far as guys who have entered their name publicly, it's they open to a few of them for sure, but some of them had to go. Sabrina said, "Dukes, you got on your monetization?" Yeah, I do. I actually do today. Ty Jones, what's happening? Appreciate that repost. I saw that. Cam Duncan said the SEC second right now in bowl games. Man, it seems like it's happening every year. I saw somebody say they need to put bowl games at the beginning of the year, and I'm starting to feel like that too. Cause they not putting in the same effort, man. Sabrina Blankenship said, "Did you see Omarion as the top one wide receiver?" He was until Cam Coleman got in there. Yeah, Cam Coleman number one. I think Cam Coleman might be number one overall in the portal. Riley Dinkins said, "Am I tripping or what? When do players who are no longer eligible start sending out notification they are entering the draft like they have a choice?" Hey man, you know, so social media currency is real currency these days. Now you might can't spend it, but it can help attract other money. So the more posts you get, you want to, and you can send a thank you to your school. It's just, yeah, man. We live in a new day. Beezy A44 said, "Hey, appreciate that super chat too, dog." Rodney Dinkins. He said they got to put some stipulation on this next year, Dukes. It's nasty. Every year, it's gonna get worse and worse every year. Every year, it's gonna get worse and worse. Game Book said Juju No Love was talking about Colorado. Bet I'm finna go back to it. Hold up. My bad, Ju. I just had to pay attention, my dog. I got you. We definitely got to go back to the super chat. How are we looking on defensive line commits? I tell you what, that's where defensive line is where they hit it the hardest. D line is where they went the craziest right now. So I think you're gonna be happy with some of the guys. I tell you what, I know of a depth guy that they got. Not a depth guy, but I know of a guy that they're not paying a ton of money that took a deep discount to go play out there for sure. I talked to guys at school that wanted them, and I talked to the agent, and they took a discount to go to Colorado. And this guy's gonna be a rotational edge rusher, but he could play though for sure. But yeah, they listen. They are excited in that building for sure. Now, excitement in the building is way different than results because people get excited every year. But I'm just reporting, that's just what it is at this point. People would be like, "Dude, don't tell me about nothing. I want to see results. Hold somebody accountable." Like, damn, what else you want me to do? If 3-9 ain't accountability, I don't know what is. Hold on, I'm trying to turn this game on, y'all. Oh, damn, we got another super chat. Appreciate that, Juju. Tracy Coker with the $9.99 super chat. Man, 12/22/25. My 16th grandchild and my first great-grandchild all in one day. Bless. Man, first of all, what a way to end 2025 with the birth of 2 children in the family. So I got 2 new little baby cousins, first of all. Second of all, Trace, I want to thank you for being one of the biggest supporters of this channel over the past year. When we started this thing out and wasn't nobody watching, and I was at probably like 1,000 and some subscribers, you was right here and you did not waver the whole year. So I just want to tell you, man, there's been times that you done sent me emails, kept me motivated, DMs, just making sure that I stayed motivated. And you told me, you were like, dudes, you're gonna have over 10,000 by the end of the year. And we had almost 16,000. So Tracy, Cuzzo, thank you for all the support. I appreciate it, man. And we're gonna rock out in the next year too. Appreciate that for sure, man. Oh, the 5-star in the building. What's up? What's up, in this? All right, y'all. Let me get caught up, but y'all start talking. Hold up. Let me get caught up. Cuzzo said, I'll be here. I know that's right. All right, I'm getting caught up. Let me see. They said, where you see Omarion Miller landing? I would think Arizona State. Shout out to his representation, man. Off script. But they real big in Arizona. I can see that. I can see Arizona State. Where do you think Cam Coleman is at? And I keep hearing LSU. I don't know, dog, because I heard LSU. Man, I heard Georgia tapped in. I heard Ohio State tap. Everybody in the country is gonna tap in, but what he's thinking, I'd probably say Texas. If I'm to guess, I think he'd probably go to Texas or A&M. Oh, we got another super chat. Really flawed. Wow. Hold on. Really flawed with the $49.99, $49.99, $50 super chat. Man, appreciate you. 3 questions. All right, we're gonna answer all 3 for these $50. But hey, might get a little dance. 3 questions. You taking Miami or Ohio State? I'm taking O State. 2. If you can grant Colorado 1 position group to hit in the portal, which one would it be? D line. If they hit it on the D line, it makes the whole team better. The corners get better, the linebackers get to play free, and then you get to the quarterback. So if they hit it anywhere, the secret to Rob Livingston's defense, go back and look at anything he even did in the NFL, or even go back to his days as a GA way back in the day. When they had positive defensive line play, that's when they was good. And I think that when you see one of the connections, I think him and Marv are going to be so good together. First of all, they worked together previously. So they're going to excuse me. I think those two together If they get a D line, they're gonna be dangerous. 3, this is a good question. What advice would you give your younger self getting in and talking about sports? Start now. It don't have to be perfect. It don't have to have all the bells and the whistles, but start. Because at the end of the day, if you can get 5, you can get 50. And you can grow into whatever it is. And I waited so long to start talking about sports until I got bored. It was 2020 in the pandemic. And I just started going on message boards talking. And I thought they was going to give me a job just because I had good information. They was like, bro, that is not how this works. And I just started tweeting out information. And you can build an audience out of anything. And to realize how far I've been to go from tweeting on my phone randomly in 2020 to doing ESPN multiple times, building a YouTube channel, man, meeting all the people that I've met and actually like really doing this for a living. And it's been crazy. So to my younger self, I say, bro, like stop waiting, just go. Don't wait. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it. And that's kind of with anything. Like if I could tell anybody or give anybody any advice for 2026, including myself, bro, stop waiting on perfect and don't pass up good for perfect, man. If it's good enough, if you're good enough, be good enough until you can be great. That's what I would say. And thank you for that $50 super chat. I really appreciate that. Ran 6-7 with the $4.99 super chat. Guys, I'm going to get back to the lives. I got to hit these super chats first. Do you think any of the players that went into the portal will come back with a reduced price? Man, I don't know, man. At Colorado, I think it's going to be tough. At Auburn, I think it's going to be tough too. I think it's going to be tough. Because what people don't realize is the ego part of it, right? Football is an emotional sport. And I think that, sometimes it can be like, all right, we gave you opportunity. If that's not good enough, we got to move on. And you know how it is when relationships go bad. It's hard for people. People might even want to get back together. But sometimes they just not because it's an ego thing. And that's just not the coaching staff. That's both sides. Kenlon Jones with a great question. Dukes, if you could make 1 or 2 changes to the portal, what would it be? Man, I would change the portal until I would change the timing of the portal. I would probably go portal. I would probably go portal in after spring. When you already out of school, I would change the portal to the after the spring because people already had school. They done with the semester. They can graduate, do whatever they got to do, and then they can go to their new school in the summertime, and it won't impact high school recruiting the way it does now. Like it was people that wasn't even studying high school recruiting because it's at the same time of the portal. And then you got to try, I think the timing of it, I would change that. And then 2, and I think if you did it, but if you gave people like, I would do it like in the dead period. So you don't take, do the portal during the dead period and where guys can focus on the portal and high school can still get their own time for recruiting. Because that's one thing I hate about the portal is how much attention is taken away from the high school recruiting. Even the whole recruiting ceremony is not the same no more because people go commit so early in the year they want to get their spots. So I would say, all right, make the high school recruiting back in December, make it all in, and I would give the portal the summertime. Somebody just gave out 10. DDT23, man, I appreciate it. Just gifted 10 memberships. Man, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. DDT23 said, what's up, man? Thank you, man. Vaughn in the building. Where Vaughn Randall? I ain't seen my dog. Where's Vaughn Randall? Really Flawed said, Dukes, for what it's worth, I am proud of you and proud of the fact that you're trusting yourself and doing what feels right. Kudos to you. Man, power to the fellow content creators. If y'all haven't, man, go check out her page at Really Flawed Football. Man, she does a great job, man. Shoot, man, we need to record a show after this. Wear your glasses, cuz, oh, man, you know what? I got a whole new, let me show y'all these new specs I got coming. So they in the shop. I went, the tint was too dark, so I went and got like a lighter tint. So this is what I had in them last Cartiers I had. So y'all know I broke my other ones. The yellow, the ones that had the yellow hint. So that's the blue. That's too dark for me to see at night. So I went with the light blue, like the icy blue. So that's they'll be here in about 2 weeks. So I'm gonna be squinting like Quentin, or I'll be using my backup glasses. I need some what's called. Dukes, you think it's possible to get Boo Carter? It's possible, for sure. Man, I talked to his pops probably about, man, you know what? Hold up. I talked to Big Dog probably about a month ago. It's possible. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but it's definitely possible. Pops said he got some metal glasses. Bro, what you think about the metal glasses, dog? Who has metal glasses in here? Technically, T said, what's happening? What's up, my dog? Freedom Genesis in the building. Hey, she checked on me the other day, man. Thank you, Freedom Genesis. She said, Dukes, I know your schedule. You're supposed to be on here more often. Cam to Florida with Marcus Davis and Deuce follows. Then, man, hey, I tell you what, Florida think they're going to have now this is what I do know about Florida. They think they're going to have the best portal haul at receiver. Remember I said that. CU has a lot of holes to fill on the roster. They do. So do the Meta glasses have prescription? Chosen said, Dukes, word on the street, a lot of CU players who entered was thinking they worth a lot more than what it is. Nah, I don't think they think they worth a lot more. I think they just want to go get market value, and just because somebody's not willing to pay what you worth on the market because of their own situation, don't mean that you're not worth it. Like Omarion Miller, he worth whatever number it is. But, you know, and that if you need way more, like Arizona State, if let's say, for example, he goes to Arizona State, Omarion Miller, they roster as a whole is set up better to absorb a major contract at wide receiver and a major contract at quarterback, and they set to go because of how they built their roster. That Colorado has so many holes, you can't afford to pay top, like elite receiver pay just yet. You got to give good guys a chance to go become great and become elite, and then take care of them then. Let's see. Vaughn Rundle with the super chat. Had to get that first. Love and appreciate all your hard work. Abundant blessings for 2026. Keep moving forward. Amen. 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 Appreciate that. Slugged up Dark. Hey, he hard. He said, I've been throwing your links in a few groups to try to keep my Auburn fans from losing their minds. It's hard, dog, because I probably cover the two fan bases that got hit the hardest by the portal. Colorado and Auburn, bruh. And I always tell Colorado, like, hey, look, it could be worse. Auburn, I have never seen, the only time I saw something like this is when Texas A&M lost all those players a couple years ago. And as you can see, you can rebound. But those players, a lot of those players at Texas A&M went on to be successful too. I just try to be fair and try to be even on everything. You can say that it's a major rebuild and that you had some losses that you didn't want at the same time as saying Auburn can still be okay. You can say Omarion Miller and Brandon Davis-Swain. I know Brandon Davis-Swain got a good market. I know that. His market is going to be good, but I can say he's going to have a good. I can say Taufik Bayard is going to get paid, and still say that Colorado has a chance to still be good next year. Both things can be true. It don't have to be, oh my God, they're going to be sorry as hell. Ain't no way they can do it. Nah, bro, they can. It is a way to do it. It is. Yeah, Slug said, Slugged Up said, I'm cool with the rebuild. Oh, we appreciate you, bro. We might have needed a culture change based on what I've heard. He's talking about Auburn at this point. And yeah, man, like, you know, I don't know, man. It's just hard to really when I think about some of the stuff I heard and some of the stuff I know is true and some of the rumors. You don't know about everything in that. I saw the list. There's some truth to some of that list though. But why some of that stuff is true ain't all the players' fault. Like some of this stuff is why you tell me you was gonna do something and then didn't do it? Why did you tell me you was gonna do something and didn't and not do it and then think that I'm just gonna go along with it because I'm supposed to love Auburn? You shouldn't have promised me something and then not do it. Man, I feel like we need an aggressive D-line coach, and I want my boy Certain, that cornerback coach. Man, I heard now somebody told me Surtain was gonna sit out this year. They say now that's what I heard. Now I heard that he was thinking about sitting out. Last I heard, not that he wouldn't go to Colorado or anything, but yeah, I did hear he was thinking about sitting out. Deuce, Von Rundle said, Deuce, you always say top grading is going to happen even without the portal. Yeah, some of this wouldn't happen without the portal though. That's for sure. Like I can't. I'm not even gonna cap and be like, oh, this is top grade. Last year, yeah, maybe more. Some of this ain't top grading. Now, some of it is. Some of the guys that you're seeing from Colorado and Auburn can't play there. Some of the guys at Auburn can't play there. But some of them guys that's been starters, a lot of them guys can play they can play everywhere. So I'm not like Taufik Bayard, and that ain't top grading. Like Cam, you don't top grade over Cam Coleman, but you can say, all right, does this fit what we need to do right now? That price point, like right now, perfect example. Let's go grocery store. All right, I got to feed 5 kids, right? 5 kids I got to feed. All right, a steak is 18. A ribeye steak, pretty to death, $18. Everything it takes to make a huge pot of spaghetti, $18. And I got packs of Kool-Aid. If I got to feed 5 kids, that's how I got to feed 5. I got to get the spaghetti. I can't afford that big, pretty steak. That doesn't mean the steak not pretty. That doesn't mean that ribeye and the marble on the ribeye ain't what it is, and it's a very good, pretty cut of steak. That don't mean that steak not worth $18. What it means is for these kids and all the stuff that I got to, for everything that I need, we can't eat steak today. I need to split that money up. And I think that's kind of the same thing that's happening in that Colorado and Auburn. Boom, you're not feeding 5, but 5 of us not going to Juicy Crab. Y'all remember Wendy's? F-O, 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 444, 444. That's what them kids got to get. But yeah, man, you can't just. Oh, I got another super chat. Hold up. Hold on, let me grab the super chat. Okay, I got two of them in here. DDT23 said, what's your early read on how CU's portal is shaping up? They excited. Man, I got a call today said, bro, wait till the 3rd. Wait till the 3rd. That was a call I got today. Appreciate it, DDT. But yeah, they really excited. I tell you what, that wide receiver group for that I've seen that's committed to Colorado is kind of nasty. Like you ain't heard one peep out of. I tell you one thing, you ain't heard a peep out of Juju. Juju good. He ain't heard a peep. ATL DC Tiger $5 super chat. Thank you, my brother. Why do you think so many AU guys, especially offensive, aren't buying into AG despite his previous success? Hard to get playing for Hugh Freeze, but not AG. Man, Hugh Freeze, all right. Hugh Freeze was like, how can I put this? The focus was so heavy on recruiting, and Auburn went so crazy recruiting that sometimes, all right, I'll put you down. You remember when Rodney Garner said that he would always go get these top guys, but then he would immediately de-recruit them? It's hard to de-recruit a guy in the transfer portal era. You almost got to keep doing the same thing to keep him. Like you don't take somebody to you don't take a significant other to a 5-star restaurant on the first date and make them think that's the lifestyle, and then now you're going to Waffle House every night. So I think that now how the transfer portal is, the de-recruiting phase has to be immediate. And I think now Coach Freeze had to re-recruit these guys every year. So the amounts of money, everybody's expecting a raise. There has never been a person at any job that went from year to year that thought they were supposed to keep their job that didn't think they were supposed to get a raise. So I think a lot of that stuff offensively is like, all right, I need more money. And then, South Florida is looking like, all right, I got labor coming from somewhere else that when we look at it in this offense for what we need to do, we can literally bring this guy and get the same production. It's like being in a factory. And if you have a system where you know that you may not need as much labor, where does the money come from? Or where does the money get cut first? From the manual labor, from the superstar employees. Because we got a robot to do this now. All we got to do is push a button. I could pay this guy $8 an hour to push that button. But you were an amazing employee and you could probably go somewhere else and get $20. But with this system that we have, we don't have to pay $20. And I think that's where you're seeing a disconnect. Y'all know I love analogies, man. Major Vibes, what's happening? Rodney Freeman said, how's the linebacker room looking for Colorado and the D-line? Linebacker, I'll tell you what, there was a guy that they were going to pay a lot of money to, and I know this. They were going to pay this one guy from the SEC school a ton of money and decided not to because they liked the guy that they had for less money, and they said, hey, no, we good. We ain't got to pay all that. And I know one they feel like this guy can play. So they got one. It's going to be more of a Mike, a smart guy, and then they got one that's supposed to be a little more freaky. But I think you're going to see they got a green dot Mike guy, a really smart, athletic guy. They got a guy. I just want to see what they're going to do with the other one. But I know they got one for sure. Matty Dubs, what's up, boy? Hey, look, if y'all have not checked out Matty Dubs' content, especially if you like Shedeur Sanders, you got to go check out Matty Dubs. And Matty Dubs, even though he's got this big, huge YouTube following, I don't know if people know this, but he's a huge Auburn fan. So Matty Dubs, man, we got to do some work, like ASAP. But Matty Dubs got some of the best film breakdowns on Shedeur. Make sure y'all go look up Matty Dubs. Unassailable brilliance. But that's a funny picture of Al Sharpton. That's Al Sharpton when everybody was big in the 80s. Why is Golis getting so much benefit of the doubt? Like he's choosing to let players go to save money versus players not buying what he's selling. It's some guys that ain't buying it. Some of them just like, bro, I haven't won a bowl. I haven't won a bowl game since I've been here. I haven't beat Bama. I haven't beat Georgia. Y'all told me I was the missing piece. Some guys just soured on Auburn and they didn't really get a shot. I mean, now, as many people as left, man, it's a lot of people that stayed. There's some dogs. So, but I think you know what Coach Freeze did last year and over the past couple of years, and I think he did a hell of a job recruiting. But when you get a roster like that and you perform and you don't get a winning record, people just say, I don't give a damn what we get. We need to change. And I think that's why he's getting so much benefit of the doubt. But two, when people know ball, you know that offense works. I talked to a decor. I mean, you look at all the places that people in that offense have been successful. You know you're going to be able to score points as long as you got players. I mean, decent players. You won't. I seriously doubt with that same roster he had last year that Auburn looks like that offensively. No way. But that's another reason. And two, man, they did 2 turnarounds. Golis and them when they got the Tennessee. I don't know if you remember, but they got the Tennessee right after the Chick-fil-A bags, the McDonald's bags. Y'all remember that? They turned that program around, and then South Florida was sorry before they got that one. They turned that one around. So that's why I would say John Beckham or John Beckham. Oh, John Beckham 2. Am I saying that right? Jay Beasley, 7306. Any chance to get any of the top 5 running backs or wide receivers or D and linebackers corner? Any top 5 players, it definitely is a chance. They're going after a couple of top 5 guys. Yeah, I believe you get at least. I know you should get one top 5 guy, but the transfer portal rankings are so crazy because it's some guys. When I look at the rankings, knowing how some of these teams are valuing certain players, these rankings ain't all the way in the pocket, and it's hard for people to evaluate out. College. It's like, all right, how fast is he really? You're not going off no high school track times. You're not projecting this far. So there's gonna be some things that's like the NFL sees that the average I won't see. So evaluating high school guys versus college guys, a high school to college evaluation is different from a college to pro evaluation. So I think that's where you see some of the discrepancies in transfer portal value with some of these guys in the rankings versus how people really value people. See, Everett said, hey, Dukes, we miss you on TMR. Man, I miss y'all too. LL said, watch out for him to come to see you. Dukes, what would you do for cornerback? How we get someone to sit behind Juju or do what we did last season and get a quarterback to compete? I think you get somebody right in the middle. Somebody that can win you a game, maybe even a younger guy or somebody who's got some time left. Yeah. I think you go get a good college quarterback. Maybe not a guy, you never know, but I think you get a guy right in there in the middle. I think you build a roster around him. I think Marion can win. The way they're gonna run the ball, I think you're gonna be able to win. I mean, the go-go is built for it's an adjustable offense to whatever kind of quarterback you get. So yeah, Ponder is still there for sure. But I truly believe they bringing another quarterback in. Man, I'm missing the game, man. I keep turning down. Hold on, I keep missing it. Hold on. I keep turning it off. All right, real quick, y'all, man. Drop your New Year's resolutions in here, man. Before we get out of here. Man, body need to go start somewhere. I don't even want to see. I want to see body stars. I'm turning this game on. Man, hey, I got a hack for y'all. Bro, if you want cheap new era caps, this is a new era cap. What I started doing, and it's really been kind of fun to do. Y'all know I like to collect hats and shoes. I started going to buy minor league hats. So that's a minor league hat. This a minor league hat. I probably bought like 12 or 13. I only paid like $130. Minor league new era caps. Same quality as the pro caps. As you can see, got the new era right there. But they got the minor league emblem in the back. For sure. God and Drum said, New Year's resolution, get me and my kids closer to God. Amen, my brother. How many kids you got, bro? You got three? Three the hard way. Three the God way. Hello. Yeah, man, you gotta keep the kids out the gangs. The only gang that we represent is blood gang. Blood of Jesus. I'm with you. And my New Year's resolution, I'm turning on this. The best relationship you can have is a relationship with God. Amen. See, Everett, what's up, dog? I just turned the game on, Surfer Boy. Freedom Genesis says she want to get baptized in 2026. Man, make sure you let us know when. That's a great one. Salty Vet said, resolution, get healthy, no more spine surgeries. I had 5. Oh, man, prayers up to you, brother. Man, prayers for recovery and successful surgery, man. We're going to pray that you don't got no more, bro. Rand67 said to be better than last year. I like that one. Man, I used to rap, I said something. My biggest fear is to be in the same place I was last year. For sure. I felt that one. Scotty Boyd said to keep serving God and others the way Jesus did. Be a servant or door holder. Sabrina said New Year's resolution is to gain more inspiration and be and stay more positive. Amen, man. You got to stay positive. What they say? As you think, as a man thinketh, he doeth. Tracy said her New Year's resolution. Cuzzo said, perfect my photography skills. Yep. Man, I need to shoot. I need to shoot, man. Michael Tafoy, what's up, Mike? Do you think we do it? Absolutely, I do. Apostle 06 said, New Year's resolution, give more to black business. Man, I tell you what, you gave a lot to my black business this year, so I appreciate it, dog. Silent B said, what's the word with Singleton? Mom's the word. God and Drum said, get back to the Grammys. Well, that's you at the Grammys right there, ain't it? Who you play drums for? He's a lock. My resolution to finish it. Ooh, what year you got? You got an A4? T-Top, what you on? Slugged up, Durkin? Dub H said, New Year's resolution, increase podcast views and increase my coach clients. Hey, drop the name of your podcast in here, Dub. Drop the name in here. Reggie Brack said, respect to all of the scoopers out there. Dub, drop the name of the podcast. Mama Tia been on BY show for the last 5 nights. Oh, man. Shout out to Mama Tia, man. We got to get yeah, man. God in the drum said, play for Manny Fresh D1. Oh, man, you must be in Louisiana. Hey, man, y'all check out Sip and Converse for my man Dub H. So, oh, you got an 85 cut for sure. I was thinking 84. The 85 go crazy. Happy holidays. All right, y'all. Look, that's my time. Man, we did an hour. It's been a minute. I don't know. We might do something Friday, first day of the portal. We might get in there. Yeah, man. We might do that. Last question. Surfer Boy said, "Hey Dukes, who's getting Coleman in the transfer portal?" My man at Fanatic Perspective thinks he's gonna end up at Texas A&M. That's what I bet. I'm finna watch the rest of this TCU game. I'll see y'all, man. If I don't see y'all before the new year, man, stay prayed up, stay positive, and congratulations to everybody who has success. Man, go check out Really Flawed Football. Make sure you go check her out. She's dope. Man, Sip and Converse. Go check out Sip and Converse. Then go check out, man, my man Matty Dubs, man. You're gonna see all three of them on this channel. All right, man. I appreciate y'all. Love, fool.